This is a beautiful yellow. Hey guys, what's up? What's up? It's Marlene. Hey. What's up? What's up? So I came this morning. I'm here again. I'm back. She back at it again. Won't stop, can't stop. Bad boy for life. Okay. Shout out to Diddy. Shout out to Diddy. For as much as Diddy might be a little trifling though, triflingness aside of Diddy, he's a visionary though. Like he really is. Diddy's annoying. Like if Diddy paid people, he would be like perfect, right? If he paid his people, like if he had fair contracts, he paid the people, and he could actually commit to like one relationship and marry the woman. You know what I'm saying? Marry the black woman. Like he would actually be an awesome dude though. But like you must admit though, Diddy is pretty iconic. He truly is. He truly is. I think like growing up watching Diddy, like the way he built Bad Boy. Like I think one thing I really love about Diddy though, because the thing is, right? Let's be honest, right? Like nobody is 100% bad. Like you can't like, oh, you're just evil. Like I don't think like I don't know. I'm getting older. I'm starting to realize that like there are a lot of nuances to life. Like and not, everything's not just black and white. There are lots of gray areas, right? But Diddy's a hustler. Diddy really is a fighter. The thing that, his father being involved in like the drug game, so I'm assuming like they had a certain standard of living, you know what I'm saying? And for him to grow up and to provide that same standard of living for his mother, for himself, for his kids, for his daughters, it's pretty crazy. And like even his grandkids, his legacy is pretty deep, right? And that takes a lot of courage because a lot of people, when they experience losses like that at such a young age, they come up with so many excuses, right? And even believing in himself like at such a young age, because Diddy has managed some pretty influential R&B acts, like hip hop. I mean, the people he's worked with like Jodeci, Biggie, 112, Mary J, Khalees, Little Kim, The Lox. They even sent him DMX. If you watch the BET, like the DMX special on BET, he met DMX. He was one of the first ones to meet him, but he felt like he couldn't handle him, so I think he sent him to Def Jam, right? But it's like Diddy has had some Danny D. Kane, like he's had some pretty like this man is really good. He's really good. You know what I mean? And I think like even Jay-Z, I was thinking about that the other day. Like this video, it's getting somewhere, I promise you. But I was thinking about it the other day because I'm not a big fan of Sean Carter. I don't know if I should say this out loud, but I'm not a big fan of Sean Carter like that. Because growing up, I just didn't like his like some of the lyrics he would have about black girls, about like African girls, Jigga man, why you treat me like animal? I'm like, boy, not the most like I'm not trying to be funny, but you look the most African out of all of us. Like I'm just saying, like let's not go there. Okay, like Jay-Z, you're probably not familiar, but if you're familiar with people from Guinea, like Sean Carter looks like he's from Guinea. Like he looks like a Susu god. Like they're called Susu. Like it's their ethnicity. They're called Susu. Yeah, maybe that's like a Keita. Like I don't know. When I look at Jay Z, I feel like his name could be like Abdul Keita. I'm not trying to. He'd be like a good Keita, like Keita. Like yep, he looks like a Keita. Like I kid you not. Mm-hmm. Bambara Keita, Abdul Keita. So I was like, I know you're not talking. But it's like, but growing up though, like not like but like now, I don't know. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, what? A part of me can admit that I'm proud of Sean Carter too. It takes a lot of intelligence to some extent, right? I don't always like how he moves, but it takes a lot of intelligence to be self-made to that level, like where people are afraid of you to that point. You know what I'm saying? And and sometimes you see how people are so afraid of Sean Carter, and you're like, he's just a person, and why y'all so afraid of him? But one thing I've realized, just like with Suge Knight, sometimes when you're too friendly, boundaries they get blurred. You know what I'm saying? They get blurred, and people get too comfortable. So sometimes you gotta act a little crazy. Like sometimes, like as a man, people need to fear you a little bit just so that you can protect your space and you can protect what's yours. Because if someone doesn't respect you, they can try your children, they can try your mother, they can try your wife. But if people are scared of you, they're going to be very, very mindful how they handle your business, your family, your name, your reputation, your money. You know what I mean? So, men can't get away being too soft. So, shout out to Jay-Z, shout out to Sean Carter. I will give him credit. I would, because it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? It really isn't easy. Like even now, like I didn't even do this like when I had like lashes and like the lipsticks and the lemonade palette, because I used to use the influencers a lot. I really wasn't promoting the brand myself. Girl, I was a lot bigger. I was in conflict. Girl, postpartum, I was tired. I was stressed out. But like, look at me, and I'm not even done, girl. Please, this body gonna be snatched. I'm going back to my trainer. I'm going back to Jasper, but I got to get under 180 by the end of the month, so I go back to Jasper, so he doesn't think I put weight on. Girl, Jasper be kind of tough, y'all. Jasper be tough. I'll put Jasper's thingy in the bio. Jasper's awesome. I love Jasper. He's awesome. I really do. He's telling me like his mom is also like Nigerian, I believe. Jasper's really cool. But like now that I have a palette and I spend so much money on this stuff, right? A lot of money was spent on this. You won't believe it. My mom's like, Marlene, can you put me back, please? I'm like, hold on, mommy, I'm coming through. But like now I'm like, I understand what these like producers, hip hop artists, managers have to go through. Like when you have a product, like when you have a song, when you have an artist, when you have a mixtape, you have to push it. Like nobody's gonna push it for you, And I think like if we can have the conversation, sometimes I have the urge to look at myself. I think like if we could have the conversation, is like a lot of times we can feel so entitled to people's support, people's money, and my people are not supporting me, and my friends are not supporting me, et cetera, et cetera. But first and foremost, I think, right, before you even ask for people to support you, first of all, you shouldn't expect anybody to support you. Because just because we're friends and you sell something doesn't mean I have to buy it. What if I don't need it? You know what I mean? So before you expect your friends to buy from you, you also have to ask your friends what kind of stuff they want to buy from you, right? Or try to create, like, look at your friends, look at the kind of stuff they like, look at who they are, the kind of stuff they enjoy, and try to create things around what your friends enjoy. So that way they have a reason to support. It's like, well, I was going to buy it anyway, so if my friend has it, I'll just buy it from her. But if you come up with something completely random that they don't like, it's money, right? It's money. You wouldn't buy something if you were really interested in it, right? So it goes both ways, right? It goes both ways. But one thing I've come to understand is like, before you can ask the world to show up for you, before you can ask your friends to show up for you, before you can ask like close friends or whatever to show up for you, you got to show up for yourself. You got to show up for yourself every single day. You have to be aggressive, not like in a nasty way or like a overwhelming way aggressive, but you have to be consistently, in the game. Like you have to be excited about what you're doing. Like you have to show your face, you have to wear the stuff, or you have to promote the stuff. Like you have to truly show people like you're passionate, that you love it, that you're excited. And it helps when you're not just doing it just for money, right? But it's like now that I have like palettes and like I got to sell these palettes, I'm like, I got to get my makeup done. I have to smile. I have to be excited. I have to let them know why I did this, why it matters to me. And I'm like, wow, like I feel like I'm a hip hop artist in the making. Like I might try to be a rapper after this. Like, why not? My name is Marley Mar. Okay, girl, I could spit, I can freestyle. Don't try me, okay? I can throw shade on beat, okay? But it's like, you see like, oh my gosh, like that's really what it takes to be successful. And I think a lot of times, like we do something for a week and we stop. We do something for like 2 months, we stop. We do something for like, oh, it's not working. But it's like, you really, really have to be consistent with it. And that's why, for as much as might have issues with Diddy, I might have issues with Sean Carter, but you know what I mean? Like these people have been consistent for over like 2 to 3 decades, right? And it's like, wow. I mean, it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. So shout out to them. So today's video, in case you don't know this, I do have a Patreon. Thank you to everyone who has signed up for my Patreon. Because I haven't posted for so long on YouTube, like it really affected the AdSense, like how much the channel makes, because there's really no content on the channel like that. But just with the Patreon and the people who subscribe to the Patreon, I've already made more on my Patreon than I've made on YouTube, like the whole month for YouTube. So shout out to y'all. You're freaking awesome. I appreciate that. But there is content on the Patreon. The Patreon is called I Care About Black Issues. I will have that down below. So if you could sub to the Patreon, I'll appreciate that. We're going to have like more deeper conversations on there because there's stuff I just don't want to post on YouTube. It's too much, right? Right? So thank you for that. But like, ciao. We were talking today. I was talking today to friends. It's friends of mine because we talk a lot. When I talk to my friends, we talk about business and all that kind of stuff, and we talk about like celebrities and people who are doing things and people who are creating stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I was talking to my little sister, right? But she's from Kenya, and she creates content that pertains to babies because she had taken a business course with me also. And when we met, like not met, but when we got into our meeting to talk about what kind of business she wanted to write the business, because I had a business plan course, and I will bring that back. but we had a business plan course together. And so in the course, she was talking about she wanted to start a hairline, like a hair product line, like hair care line, a hair care line. But when you go on her YouTube channel, though, the content that does really well for her was babies because she had a daughter. So she was trying to make everything organic for her daughter. She lives in Belgium, right? Belgique. Coucou Linda. So Linda, that's what she does. Like she makes like, but the baby content, like the baby foods that she would make, like she'll make like recipes for babies, and those would just have like crazy amounts of views. And I said to her, one thing I've noticed a lot with a lot of people, because I've done the same thing, when something comes so easy to you, when you are, for example, like talking is very easy for me, designing packaging is super easy for me, creating content is like, there are certain things that come really easy for me, like business, talking to people, giving people advice, relationship advice, like certain things come really easy for me, right? And I think what happens to a lot of us when things really come easy for us, we don't think that we can make money from that, or we don't think that, I should monetize that. Like, should I monetize the fact that I talk? But it's like, yes, a lot of people, TD Jakes, E.T., Joel Osteen, Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Brennan Burchard. A lot of people monetize their gift of talking. Like they talk really well. They encourage people. They motivate people. They help people get out of problems. And just like King Solomon, right? King Solomon was nothing more than a consultant. He was a motivational speaker. He was a consultant. Like he knew how to fix problems for people. He didn't have to go to war and kill people to make money. He just gave people like some really freaking awesome advice. So it's like, more power to you. So I've noticed that. And so I'm like, you're trying to create a business that nobody really is asking of you. Not to say that she can't do it. Not to say that she wouldn't be successful at it. But when you naturally put something out there and it just goes viral by itself, that's usually a sign. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have to work super, super hard for something to stick, it's usually a sign from God, right? It's usually a sign from God. So I was like, I think you should focus on the baby stuff. She didn't want to listen. So now 2 years later, here we are talking about the baby stuff again. Because she's like, Marlene, I really want to get back into the baby stuff because people are still watching the videos that I made. We're doing like these organic food recipes for babies, and people are like leaving comments. They're reaching out to her. So I said, for me, Marlene, like I told you this before, but sometimes, you got to let people have their own experiences so they can see what you were saying. And what I said to her was, you need to sell these recipes. Like you need to have an ebook. So you need to have two kinds of ebook, right? You got to have like a free ebook where you give people a little bit of something, but then you have another like real food book, like a recipe book for baby food, right? That parents can make no matter where they are in the world, with like ingredients, vegetables, and legumes, fruits, you know what I mean? And things that are like readily available no matter where you are in the world, right? And I said to her also, like, now, I'm not now, but even before then, I really believe that you should monetize your content. I truly do. Like, if it's just like you sitting there and talking to people, depending on how much you talk, like, okay, I guess that's just a conversation. If you're vlogging, but a lot of people do product placement in their vlogs. So to you, it might just seem like, they're just vlogging, but certain things that they do, like whether they're getting paid for it or not, right? If they stop at Starbucks, like they might not be paid by Starbucks, they might be, but that's still a product placement for Starbucks, right? Like there's a lot of product placement happening into vlogs, right? A lot of brands now have shifted from, can you make a dedicated video about our products, to can you incorporate our product into how you live your daily life? So it feels more organic, right? Like when you randomly see someone say like, I want to show you my bathroom and I want to show you the skincare that I use, and they act so casual. Like, no, they're not. When you see somebody with like millions of followers recording videos and acting like, I'm just vlogging. No, at that level of influence, you don't just do things just to do. Like there's financial rewards somewhere, whether it's an affiliate link, whether it's sponsored content, but to not be an ad like a traditional ad, because when you say ad or a traditional ad, people are like, okay, you're trying to sell me something, I'm out, right? So people use vlogs now because vlogs are a more organic way, I guess, to like slide a product in there, right, conspicuously, and to not have people like really realize that, I'm being sold something, which is if you are on the marketing side, that's actually the best way to do it. Sell people something without them being realized that they're being sold to. You know what I'm saying? Because people have also been trained to say no. People have been trained to say no to marketers, even when sometimes you actually do need, right? Sometimes you do need what they're saying. The majority of the time, you probably don't, but sometimes, once upon a time, once in a time, you do need what they're selling, right? So I was like, I think you should monetize your content, right? I think you should you should do a lot of recipes, right? Record the recipes and put them behind like a paid wall, like Kajabi or something, or Patreon, whatever, right? You should do that because you should monetize your content. Because when you are a smaller when you're a smaller brand, when you're up and coming entrepreneur, when you don't have that much capital, it takes money to get things done, right? I was speaking to another friend too, like she wants me to work with her because I've worked with her too, like during the quarantine. I was teaching my courses, and she was in a really bad place, you guys, really bad place. Took the courses. Now she has like a thriving like picnic business. It's so cute, super cute. And so she was telling me that she wanted to do all these things, but the money issue and the money issue. And one thing that you will have to understand as an entrepreneur, raising capital is also part of your duties. You have to raise money, right? You have to raise money to be able to do the things that you want to do. It doesn't come easy. Like it truly, truly doesn't. And it shouldn't come easy because it forges your character when you have to go through challenges to be able to achieve what you want, and it builds your faith, right? So to some extent, it's a blessing that you don't have everything you want at once, because if you did have everything you want, then you wouldn't rely on God, and you wouldn't get to know God, and you wouldn't get to know other people, right? Like I'll give you a good example. Like when I was working on the Bee Palette, which is right here, and I needed to raise capital, I needed to have money. I went the VC route. They all said no to me. That's cool. It's whatever. They said no to Steve Jobs also, so it's okay, and even that, a lot of people started their brands and didn't need any venture people, and they made it. So there's so much money out there. But you're going to have to raise capital, right? So I was teaching courses so I could have extra money, right? Yeah, so I could pay the stuff that had to be done. Like it really was like, it was a work. This thing was nothing but faith. Like this whole, I can't even believe it's here right now. Like it's so freaking amazing. But having to like put myself out there and like exchange a service for money so I could pay for these things. Like I got to know more people, right? I got closer to a lot of my subscribers, got to know so many more people. We went on to do like so many other things. So like it's good, because if I was like super, super self-sufficient, there's so many ladies I wouldn't have met, right? There's so many of my subscribers that I wouldn't have known on a deeper level, on a more personal level, on a more intimate level. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love the way my DMs are set up. I love the bond I have built with a lot of my people on Instagram. Like it's really, really, really sweet. It's really awesome. So I was telling her, you need to like, and you need to have the free ebook. You need to think about doing the recipe book. You need to think about the course, like the recipes. Like think of like 10 recipes that you want to do and start working on that, right? And there was a post that I saw, supposedly it's from Elon Musk, but it was saying that if you say that something's going to take you 30 days to do, then it will take you 30 days to do. And if you say that something is only going to take you 3 days, then it will only take you 3 days, right? And so that's really hit me. And that's why I was like, you know what? October 15th, I'm starting my courses, right? October 15th, I will have my courses up for consumption. But in the meantime, I will be having the courses on pre-order, right? So I was like, give yourself a date. And I told her by November 1st to the 10th, like give yourself a good 30 days. And I want you to work on all of that. And if you need me, we can talk about it, right? We can work on that. And same for my other friends. Like, she's like, oh, I want to work with you again, Marlene. So no problem. We can work together again, So I truly, truly love like helping up and coming entrepreneurs. I love helping Black women in business. Now I'm a realist. I'm not gonna sell you dreams and like, oh yeah, you can just have a website and make like $25,000. But it's always good to sell something, right? It's always good to just put yourself out there, have like products out there, whether they be ebooks, whether they be courses, whether it's like a tangible product to a digital product. You should think of something that you want to sell. You should always think about that. And once you do, right, you have to really go out there and you truly, truly have to promote it. You have to promote yourself, right? There's another young lady here on YouTube also. She's from Liberia. Her name is Mercy Gono, right? And it was so cool because one time she did a video sharing more about herself. So she was talking about her life growing up in Liberia and that she used to live in the Ivory Coast. I was like, oh, la Grande Côte d'Ivoire. So because, my mom again. So remember how I told you like my mom is like, well, and you'll see a video before this one, but my mom is from the western part of the Ivory Coast. So, and it's called Bleu-les-Camps. It's a Bleu-les-Camps. That's where my grandpa's from. And then her mom is from Mans, but it's actually, it's Man, but it's Mans. It's called Mans. And then my grandma used to live in a town called Tout-le-Bleu, Voilà. So tout le plus, like so that part, the western, like that western part of the Ivory Coast is like neighbor to Liberia. So my mom's people are also in Liberia. Like this is really interesting, right? Like even like people from Sierra Leone, if you ever meet people from Sierra Leone, Sierra Leonese tend to be Muslim, which is kind of interesting. You're like, oh my gosh, like they're West African, they speak English, but they're Muslim. It's weird, right? But it's not really weird because they're also part of the Mandinga kingdom, right? Remember I told you my mom also is Mandinga because her mother's father is from Guinea. My grandma's name was Ba. If you're Guinean, if you're Mandinga, it should make sense. Even if you are Sierra Leonese, also Ba. So the last name was Bah. And then her first name was Matokoma, and then her middle name was Mary. She got the Mary when she was a like a nanny to a white family, a French family under like the colonial times. So my grandma's name is Bamatogoma Marie. Voilà. But like so her people from Guinea, but Guineans, people from Guinea, from Mali, parts of Senegal, Mauritania, the Niger, the top part of like Nigeria, also like they're all from the same like Mandinga Fulani kingdom, like so Sierra Leonese people too. A lot of them are of they're like Mandinga, like Senegal, like Gambia, like it was a huge kingdom. Like these people were, and because the thing about the Mandinga people, because they're business people, right? They're business people, they're traders. So when you got money, people gonna assimilate, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So like but a lot of people so my mom's people are also in Liberia. So but in Ivory Coast they're called We, Guéré, and then in Liberia they're called Kron. How my name is like Emon, Marlene Emon. Well, my cousin's name, y'all, as if you care, but hopefully you care. If you're Liberian, you'll like this, right? But so my name is Emon. My older cousin, when she passed away, Sandra, her middle name was Osmu. So it's like Emon and Osmu, like it matches. Like, girl, it's so cute. But yeah, so they're called Kron in Liberia, and then in the Ivory Coast they're called Well, they're called the Guéré. So you can actually walk, like they just walk. You can just walk from Liberia to the Ivory Coast. And a lot of people too, a lot of Liberians, because in Liberia and Sierra Leone they don't have an American embassy, so a lot of Liberians and Sierra Leonese have to go through the Ivory Coast, pass Abidjan, to get their visas. So usually that's like stay for like 6 months to a year to get approved for their visas to come to America. I even have one of my other followers, my little sister Bernie. So Bernie's Liberian, right? But she was like, oh, Marlene, I grew up in Denane. My auntie was in Denane too. Like it's so cute. But we're kinfolk. We're kinfolk. It's just that on one side, like on the surface, like people from the Ivory Coast will speak French, and then over there they speak English. But like if you speak the ethnic, like the ethnic tongue, Kron and Le Guéré, Le Wet, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So Mercy was telling her story about, I had to come to the Ivory Coast, and she was speaking in French. I was like, oh, merci, c'est cool ça. I was like, oh, regarde-moi cette petite Ivoirienne guérie. C'est cool, Libérienne. C'est cool. We even adopted a girl from Liberia. Her name was Bertine. Like, because her family fled the war. When Charles Taylor took over, her family fled the war, so my parents adopted her. Bertine, yeah. She was really traumatized. It was awful, awful. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But going back to the Mercy story, like Mercy, like I think for a whole year, because she had a YouTube channel. It's also on her channel. You can check it out. But it's like she had a YouTube channel, but she wasn't really consistent with it. And I guess like something happened, and she's like, okay, I'm just gonna really be consistent with that. And I guess when just life per usual, right? When you say you want to do something, you want to start something, here you go, you're going to get sick, whatever. So when she decided to get consistent, she started being consistent. I think she got really sick or she got pregnant, but something happened to her health. But she just kept posting for like a year. And within a year, Mercy reached 1 million followers. I kid you not. I was like, what? Like she reached 1 million followers within a year of consistently posting on YouTube. She reached 1 million followers. I kid you not. I'm like, there's so much out there. Like there's so much that's possible. You just don't know. And sometimes like you'll have all these excuses. Like we always have excuses, right? But I just feel like once somebody has done something that you didn't think was possible, you can do more, right? But the video is on her channel. Like if you go on her channel, she has a video where she talks about how she reached 1 million followers in a year. And there are people who've been here like me. But I wasn't really consistent though. But it's fine. I'll put myself in the bunch. But the people like me, there are other people that I left that were like in the beauty space that I left. I came back. They still haven't hit 1 million. I'm like, what the heck? What were you doing? You know, I have a good excuse, but what were you doing, right? But it's like she reached 1 million. And I'm like, she didn't even start, like when we were starting YouTube, like she wasn't even, you know, she wasn't part of like the OG gang thing, right? But it's like she just started, like within a year, she got 1 million. She's like, oh, I want to get to 50,000. And she was like happy. They went to 100. And she was like, once she hit 100,000 followers, subscribers on YouTube, it just like, bah, 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 just kept going up, right? Super cool. I'm just talking about being a nurse, scrubs and the schedule and things like. She just shared information about like being a nurse and growing your hair, like how she grew her hair really long. I think sometimes she do like hauls and like lookbooks, you know, but it was really like just giving advice to women, right? Like you could legitimately, I'm being really serious, like you could legitimately build like a YouTube channel just giving people advice, just talking to people and just being their friend. Like not everybody has to have like super crazy editing, super crazy lighting, super expensive cameras. Sometimes when your spirit, when your voice, when your message resonates with people, they'll stay with you. Like I'm being serious, right? There are people who have like very fancy cameras, very fancy setup, and it's like they don't have any engagement. And then there are people who are almost like doing it with like an iPhone, and then they have all this engagement. Like Favor is crazy, right? So I truly encourage you guys like to really think about having something that you can put out there, that you can sell, that you can promote. You know, put yourself out there, right? And that was the point of this whole video. Like really put yourself out there. Do not be embarrassed. Do not be self-aware. Like I think a lot of us were just too self-aware. I think a lot of times like what holds people back from truly reaching their fullest potential is like people are just too self-aware. What will people say? What about this? Da, da, da. You worry too much about foolishness. Like it doesn't matter. Just do, and then improve as you go. Like do the best you can, and then improve as you go. Like even like me, I was like dragging my feet forever because I didn't know how to decorate the setup. Because when you know, I'm really big on setup. Like I will confess, is it necessary? I don't know. Is it to some extent? Yes. You know, when I used to record videos on YouTube, like initially, I had the wall with the NARS makeup. Like I loved that because it stood out. Like and people would watch the videos because they didn't understand how the NARS stuff, the makeup was on the wall. It was just magnets. I'll probably do it again though. Right? It was so cool. And like I had like the flowers, you know, I'm really big on like setting the mood, right? And that's another thing too, like even with Kevin Samuels, I'm not gonna go into like, you know, I'm not a fan, but you know, Kevin has truly improved his setup, right? And he improved when he improved the setup with the music in this morning, whatever that song is, right? Here's the thing, I love you. That song will be stuck at the end of the night. That song will be stuck in your head. But like from where he started, when he started YouTube, like his setup didn't look right. There wasn't a mood. There wasn't the lighting. There wasn't a vibe. Like he wasn't giving vibes, right? Now the Godfather. Right now that the Godfather, like he gives you a vibe, like the way he dresses, the mood, the cameras, the lighting, the music, the pendulum, the perfume, the luxury, right? He's giving you a vibe. And because of that, like look at the views. People take pleasure watching him because it's good production. Same thing goes for Tasha K. Tasha has good production. I think sometimes she goes a little too far. You know, but she is nice though, but she goes a little too far. But Tasha really has great live production. It looks really good. It truly does look good. So shout out to Sheik. Her husband, Sheik, he's from Mali. I need Sogomo. Okay. But Sheik is dope. Sheik is really nice. He's really chill. I'm like, because she's so boisterous and he's so chill. It's the strangest thing. But like she has a really good setup, right? So, you know, it really, like a lot of people, like it really helps. But like start with where you are, and then little by little as you make more money, which is why monetizing things is important too, because this equipment is expensive, right? Like the camera, the lens I have right now, all this stuff is a lot of money. Right? So like initially I was like dragging my feet because I didn't know how to decorate the space, because that was like a big deal. Like, oh, that's look really good because I'm trying to like have a certain vibe, a certain mood. I didn't know what to do, but then when I was like, you know what, let's just do it. So actually like my background is like gilets. So gilets are traditional, I guess, Yoruba head ties, but like I guess most people in Nigeria wear them. But it's like a head wrap. You know, they're traditionally from Nigeria. I would say like mostly Yoruba, but a lot of people wear them, whatever. So, one of my good friends, Shishi, that's my sis, I love her. She lives in Arizona, but she has a love for gilets. But then again, she is Nigerian though. She's an Igbo chick, right? Igbo chick slay. What's up, my Igbo chicks? So she had all these gilets, and I pushed her. She started a brand called Shit Gilet, and she had gifted me like so many gilets, and I've kept them because when I love you, if you give me something, well, I'm just saying, right? If you give me something and I really do love you and you're a really nice person, I will keep your gifts. If you give me something and you get disrespectful, I will send them back to you. But these are gilets that I've had, I've had these gilets since 2013. Like I keep them. Like I still have the box that they came in when she mailed them. I still have the box to this day. I also have one of my baby sis. Like she's not a baby, but she's my sis. I love her so much. Her name is Angie. I remember like years ago when I started YouTube, Angie bought me a Tory Burch bracelet. Baby, I was like, because she was like, oh, Marley, I'm going to get you something. I'm like, okay. Then she had my P.O. box. So I go to the P.O. box. Oh my gosh. I opened it up and I was like, Tory Burch? Like, what the heck? Lady, how much did you spend? I was so shocked. So I have it. So maybe like if I do like an orange look, I will wear my bracelet because I still have my Tory Burch. I still have my Tory Burch bracelet from Angie. Like when things is expensive, I keep them. Somebody else even bought me Hermes. Like somebody bought me an Hermes bracelet. It was very beautiful. Somebody got me because I know she's probably watching because that's just what she does. But somebody brought me a very, very beautiful Hermes bracelet. I must admit, when I saw it, I was truly touched. Like I remember I was in Fredericksburg. Yes, I was in Fredericksburg, and it was like, "Oh, Marlene, I got you a Hermes bracelet." I was like, "What the heck? Are you kidding me right now?" You know, for real. And it came. So, oh, give me your address, whatever. It really came. It was really, really pretty. It was so beautiful. It was like pink. It was so pretty. But then the person did something I didn't like, so I sent it back. I was like, no. Because let me say this. This is like a little, open a bracket real quick. Let's open a bracket and we'll close it quickly. Being West African, being from the Ivory Coast, especially on my dad's side, we have what we called okay, like how in Ghana you have Ashantis. People usually think of like Ashanti and Ghanans, but there are Ashantis who left Ghana and settled into the Ivory Coast, right? And so those people are called Akan. So in Ghana, they're called Ashanti, right? In the Ivory Coast, en Côte d'Ivoire, they're called Akan, le peuple Akan. So my dad is so it's like even though they came as one, but then they broke into like different families, different groups, whatever, right? But it's like the whole, like all of them together makes the Akan people, right? So in Akan culture, gold is very, very serious, right? Gold is serious when people pass away. Gold is serious for marriage. Gold is very serious for like business, even for friendships. So in our culture, it's like when you give somebody gold, it means that that person has you have a lot of esteem for that person. Like you have a lot of love for the person. So then you're giving them something gold. You're giving them like jewelry or whatever, right? So that's how I see it, right? So when you do that and then you turn around and you act a certain way, it's like, well, you didn't really want me to have it. Because if this gift really meant something, because if you buy somebody a gift, you're thinking like, I really meant something for that person, for them to take their time to select this just for me, and being a really expensive piece of jewelry like this, and a really nice piece of jewelry. So you're like, oh, okay, that means that person sees me that person puts me in a very special place in the heart. When the person turns around and acts a fool, you're like, oh, well, maybe you're just trying to buy me or something. I don't know, but it didn't come from a good place, so you can just have it back. You see what I'm saying? And I told the person that. She was like, oh, Marlene, it was so hurtful when you sent it back. We're like, well, the way you acted, right? And based on my culture, I don't know how it is in your country, but, but in where I'm from, being West African in Akan culture, gold is very serious. Because when you gifted that to me, I thought we had like a certain relationship, but then your behavior proves otherwise. So you can keep it. It's okay. But I had a cute little Hermes bracelet for a second. Now close the parentheses, right? So these are Shishi's gilets that I just layered them, and then I put some fabric. So like all this color with the lights and all that stuff, there are many lights here. There's white light, there's colorful light. So it brings out a certain vibrancy to the setup and then to my skin also. Because I have a deeper complexion, being darker skin. I need color so that I don't look washed out, but I look like orangey, like, terracotta. Like I need my skin to kind of look like terracotta. So I need certain colors and certain lighting so that my skin looks like, oh wow, like look how beautiful, you know what I mean? So because then it comes out really pretty. Makes sense. So, but anyways, start where you are, but definitely like put effort towards it, but definitely start something, and believe in yourself, right? And I really look forward, because I got to take care of this first, but I look forward to the future, like in the months to come, when I can really help more people build their businesses, creating online content, monetizing their knowledge, reaching out to people, not being shy, you know what I mean? Like you have to get out of your comfort zone. You're not going to make money if you're shy. Okay, you're not going to make money if you keep waiting on people. In my personal experience, like when in the good years of Bling & Lashes, even though like we're rebuilding, I was using the money to get a lot of influencers because I was not comfortable, right? I was hiding. And and it's not to be offensive, but not every influencer is worth the money. A lot of times you don't get no money back. So you have to get to a place where like you invest in yourself in a way, which is what I'm trying to do. But you have some bomb influencers too, though. But some are just not worth the coins. But this is what happens when you're afraid to put yourself out there, right? And the reason why a lot of people are able to make money as influencers because they put themselves out there, right? They can start businesses, they can upgrade their cars, they can get an apartment, they can buy a house, they can go on vacation, right? I have another little sister too, Andrea. So Andrea's from the Ivory Coast. She lives in Dallas, right? But she's always traveling. Like she's always going somewhere. I'm like, Tuara, peur. Like you're like you're not scared. Like she's always going somewhere by herself, always, right? Even Faye went to Tanzania by herself. I'm like, you people are crazy, right? But the place was so beautiful. It was so gorgeous. But Andrea, she is like, she has an itch for traveling. She's always traveling. I'm like, you need to vlog this. Like, because people would actually pay. And she's very beautiful. And she's very curvy. She got a big old booty. Lord. Andrea's bum is like, this is her body. This is her bum. Like, this is how far, like, so this is, like, let's say she's standing, that's her standing straight. This is where, like, this is how far the booty extends. I'm like, you got what they want on the Instagram, right? But it's like, she travels a lot. And sometimes, like, there's another guy here, too, Jabril. I think he's Ghanaian, because he looks Ghanaian. Like, he's super, like, he has a dark complexion, very deep complexion. He's super tall, white teeth. His channel's called Passport Heavy. Yeah, I like Jabril. He has his brother with him. They live mostly in Bali, but they're all over the place. But like that's what Jabril does. Like he just travels the world. I'm like, you can get paid to travel. Like you can. One time he got paid to go to like this really nice hotel in San Francisco. Like people will pay you to go to their hotels, like and to put that like, but to make that kind of money, you have to have an audience, right? You have to have an audience. You have to have a good relationship with your audience. You have to have a certain level of trust with your people, right? And it takes time to build trust. So that's why you got to put yourself out there, and that's why you have to be consistent, and that's why you can't be afraid, right? But I'm like, you need to monetize like the way you travel like that, because you can legitimately get paid to travel, and then you can sell insurance as you're traveling, right? Because she loves to travel. So do not be afraid to put yourself out there. Like success, like this, I guess like social media success is not just for one type of people. And for as much as people might, oh, this is saturated. I don't know. I think everything is about your swag, right? Everything is about your own personal your aura, and your confidence. Like I was watching a video too, and it really, really inspired me. For as much as I will say this, for as much as I might be 36 years old, you can always be inspired by everyone, but you can even be inspired by your younger sisters, right? Like, oh my gosh, she's doing her thing. And so recently I was watching a YouTube because wait a minute. So Jada has her own YouTube channel, and she just recently revealed her fully furnished warehouse, because she got the warehouse a while back, but she had a contractor. He had to do all the stuff that she wanted. But recently on her YouTube, you can go on her YouTube channel, and maybe I'll put that in the description. I'll put Mercy's video and I'll put Jada's video in the description box. But it was so inspirational because, she got the contractor did everything. So she was revealing like all the stuff, and it's so pretty. Now I will say it did remind me of the Kylie Jenner office, right? And that's okay too, because we're all inspired. The Kardashians, the Jenners have been definitely inspired by Black women, have made so much money copying so many things for Black women. So you got to match our energy, and that's perfectly fine by me. Okay? Exactly. But it really touched me. I was sitting there, and I was like, wow, like look at this beautiful Black girl, right? She's Black girl. She's African American. I don't know if she comes from generational wealth. Probably not. It is America. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that she was able to give herself the means, right, to do on her scale what Kylie Jenner has, I just like that. It's so cute. Like it's so adorable. Like her son was there. Like there was a swing in the office. The way the warehouse is set up, which is what I love. Like she has a special place for like photo shoots. Now, one thing I will tell her that you need to have another space also that you can do your content, like film your YouTube content. But she has like a meeting room in there. So she has like a place for her meetings in there. Like, I mean, it's just so cute. It's just so cute. I was like, this is so inspirational, because that's probably $100,000 to like deck out the warehouse like this. Like there's a fridge. There's so much going on. And like in the back where people are like working and packing orders, like the lunchroom. right? There's a table, but instead of having like regular chairs, she has a swing. She has swings, so everybody you can like you can like rock yourself like to and fro as you eat your food. Like it's so cute. It's just so cute. It's so cute. Like I would love to see it, and hopefully I get to see it one day. But it is so cute. It's so amazing. So to see like she's 24, right? 24 years old. Like look how she put herself out there. Like it was a minute because Jay, like she used to sell hair. And just like anybody else, she start off like, I mean, it does help to have a baby with a rapper. It definitely does help, right? But there are a lot of girls also who have babies with rappers who don't make it this far also. So, there's something to be said about personal drive. There's something to be said about personal ambition. There's something also to be said about like your own, like having your own vision. There's something to be said about having confidence, believing in yourself, right? And understanding how to create an image that is going to bring forth the success that you want. I think, and that's the thing with Jada and Ari. Oh, Ari, always call people broke. But think about Ari and Jada too, right? That Take Click, but those two, because they're like the superstars, like they're like the breakout stars of the Take Click, right? But it's like they understood image, like they truly understand image. Image is really important, right? Image is really important, and I think even like Cardi B and her team, right? Colin Carter, shout out to Colin. He really truly understands image, right? Cardi B understands image. And I said that to y'all before in one of my lives. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did say, like, Cardi is a Libra, right? Being a Libra, she's an air sign. So the peacock is associated with the air sign. Now, not everybody knows how to manifest it, but Cardi definitely understands that. And it is her spirit animal. The peacock is also my spirit animal. I have a whole mirror. So this mirror, if you can see it, it's a peacock. Right, I made a whole mirror in the shape of a peacock, so this mirror will be on pre-sale, pre-order very soon. Right, look at this, so beautiful. Now I'm not gonna get a tattoo of it, but I do recognize that the peacock is one of my spirit animals. So for Cardi, it is to the point that she has it on her body. There's another reason why, also, right? She's attracted to the peacock, but we're not gonna talk about it today because some people are not mature enough for certain conversations. Like, oh my gosh, this is so demonic. It's like, it really isn't. But the peacock is a really powerful spirit animal, especially when it comes to presentation and like glamour and looking beautiful. If you have the peacock as your spirit animal, you are usually a person, when you come out, people cannot help but to have their eyes on you. Right? So image is really important. And I think like Kim Kardashian too, she really understands that. Her little sister studied her older sister very well because, it's easy for Kylie to be as successful as she is because Kim is her blueprint. You know what I mean? Kim is a blueprint to a certain extent, right? So image is important too. Like I told you guys, I was talking to Black and I was telling Black that, it's crazy to me how you have like reinvented yourself like over all these decades from high school to this day. Like you're still relevant, right? But because it's like she's always reinventing herself. I was like, how many wigs do you have? She's like, oh, Martin, I'm selling the wigs. So I'm like, yeah, you're selling the wigs. You can go buy more wigs. This is just crazy. But like understanding image is very important, ladies. And as you build and gentlemen also, right? As you build your businesses, as you build your YouTube channel, even like the lead attorney, I think like him coming there in a suit, talking about law, even though he's a lawyer, even though he's been practicing family law for the past like 15 or 20 years, right? If he just came in a hoodie or if he came like any kind of way, I don't think it would hit as much as he's hitting. Because with 50,000 people, 50,000 subscribers, having a channel that grosses like $10,000 to $20,000, that is crazy. When I was on YouTube, like you didn't hear that kind of money for somebody who had 50,000. I have more than 50,000. I'm not making that kind of money, but I think like the way he dresses, like the suit, the tie, and he might have shorts underneath. We will never know, right? Lauren might find out. They keep messing with him about this one girl named Lauren, but I don't know, there's like a weird like online love affair that they got going on. But he might have shorts and like sandals underneath, but you'll never know, right? But his presentation is really official. So it hits, it's convincing, right? And he has like a Patreon. He makes more money on Patreon. Then he probably does like consultation. He probably gets clients from this YouTube thing. So who knows how much he makes a month from just YouTube, but especially your presentation, right? So I would really say this also, like, be very conscious of your presentation and be willing when you decide to go into business, because that is something that I wasn't willing to do initially. When I gained the weight after Stefan, and don't take this as like body shaming, because in America today, you can't even be honest about like weight. right? You can't even say like, I didn't like my size. Oh, you're body shaming. No. People have the right to say, we all have the right to say, this is a size where I feel confident in, right? If you're used to a certain shell, if you're used to a certain body, like if you're used to your body being a certain way, and that's what makes you feel confident, you have the right to say, this is what makes me confident. I'm not saying that you have to adopt this, but this is what makes, when I'm this size, this is when I feel at my best, right? So put on a lot of weight with Stefan's pregnancy. I know this is not gonna bore you, but with Stefan's pregnancy, I had hit 220 pounds. When the last time I came back on YouTube a little bit, but I was like 180. But like when I was like Iman girl, I think I'm my heaviest because that too I had gained some weight with James with the pregnancy for James, but I lost the weight. And because Jimmy, my husband, he was nice enough, like, because it affected me then too, right? So he gifted me like a boot camp thing at Lifetime Fitness that was back in Fairfax. When I live in Fairfax, there's Lifetime Fitness in Centerville, right? So Jimmy had paid for that, like, so I could join the boot camp. And I would go there like 3 times a week, and we just like walk, and we like walk on an incline, come back down. Started cycling and everything like that. So I had lost a lot of weight. So when I started my YouTube channel like that, I had lost the weight, the pregnancy weight. So Iman girl was sexy. Like, remember the lookbooks and stuff? Like, I feel confident when I'm smaller. Okay? That's just me. But when Stefan, I gained the weight, I started working, like, I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't eating right. I wasn't prioritizing myself. I was trying to do so much for the business that I neglected myself. And then eventually, like, my mind, like, my brain, it just hit. I crashed. I crashed really bad. Depression, fatigue, exhaustion, not having a healthy body to sustain the workload that I was under, the stress that I was under. So it truly, truly affected me. It affected my self-esteem. It affected my confidence. I really didn't believe in myself anymore, right? But to be quite honest, I could have lost that weight sooner. I didn't want to, because I stopped caring about my looks, right? Because when you care about your looks, you'll go above and beyond to find ways to handle what needs to be handled. Like, I could have gone to the gym. Like, even if I only like lost a pound every month, in 3 years, I could have lost like, I don't know, 12 pounds, like 36 pounds. Like, that would have been something, right? But not really valuing image and how important your image is, right? Today I do, and today I'm trying to come back to my old self, but I'm even more so intentional on understanding like how image really affects your brand, how image really affects the people's perception of you, right? So, image plays a huge part in it. Like, you look at J-Lo, J-Lo built everything off of her image. Like, she's not like the best singer, but she definitely gonna look the best though, right? She looked really, really good. And I'm not trying to be offensive because I love Ashanti. That's my big sis. I love her. But like, even in the video, because yesterday I was watching the video, and it funny, maybe that you want me when you had me, love is crazy, right? But the reality is, for as much as people say, oh, J-Lo stole from Ashanti is in the music video. She's in the music video, and it's like, at that time, she didn't look like a star. She wasn't noticeable. Remember, she used to have like the unibrow because her brows are so thick like that, you know what I mean? Ashanti she hadn't discovered her sexy yet. So even if Ashanti had sang, and it funny, even if Irv had allowed her to have that on her record, it wouldn't have been iconic, right? Because she didn't know how to serve sexy. Like, what I'm saying? Like, the Ashanti that we see now today, that's an evolution of Ashanti, right? But there was an Ashanti back in the day that you would have overlooked her. So it made more sense for someone, because J-Lo understands visuals. She's a Cancer. So if you know anything about Cancer, so like, let me give you a good example, right? Little Camp, here's the Cancer. Imagine a little crab right here, right? Cancer, Little Camp, Missy Elliott, Saweetie, J-Lo. Who else is a Cancer? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Puree. Jessie Woo. Like, I'll put Jessie Woo in there because she's a Cancer too, right? But I'm saying, like, look at the kind of people that are Cancers. They're like, Cancers understand that their looks matter. They are very concerned about how they look. Like, seriously, they really, really are. And so J-Lo knows how to sell sexy. She knows how to sell like sweet, feminine, like, oh, look, I look like a damsel in distress. She understands the camera. She understands lighting. She understands her body. Like, there was a time where like J-Lo was eye candy, right? She was doing video, like songs with with LL, Nas, Nas, Ja Rule, Fat Joe. Like because she fabulous. Like she understands what men want to see, and she understands what women aspire to be in terms of like the sexy creature, like a woman that you can't resist. Like, kind of like Dita Von Teese, right? Dita Von Teese is another one, right? But it's like they understand. And so it's like you get to a place, you get to an age in your life where it's like if you have goals, especially if your goals require people having their eyes on you, if it's really visual, if visuals play a huge part in your goals, like you're going to have to get to a place where you are open and you're willing to understand what it takes to win. And you have to study that. Like Kim has studied what it takes to win. Kim studied what the hair you need, the clothes you need, the makeup, the voice. Like, and that's the thing with the Jacksons. Like all the Jacksons, they sound the same. This is crazy. It's intentional. And when you practice so much like that, to have a certain voice, like to keep your voice in a certain cadence and a certain timbre, like after a while, it's like second nature to, hi, I'm Janet Jackson. You know what I mean? It becomes natural to you. Like it really, really does, right? So be willing to study what it takes for you to be good and great at what you do. Does that make sense? Make sense, but I get it. Like, a lot of time you can be afraid, you can have anxiety, but I'm telling you, there's nothing to fear, right? And speaking of fear, which is really awesome, speaking of fear, I'm also going to, because this is what I'm promoting my courses, right? But I have my courses coming up is Fear Crusher, Fate Bootcamp, and the Mindset course. They will be live on the course will begin October 15th. So the courses will be going live on October 15th. Right now, you'll have the opportunity to pre-order the course for a special rate of $20. So the course, all the courses actually, but Fear Crusher, the Mindset course, the Fate Bootcamp, they will all be $20, right? The courses will be pre-recorded. Each course has 10 classes in there, right? Class 1 through 10, class 1 through 10, class 1 through 10, right? So it's one course, 10 classes per course, right? The classes will be about like maybe 1.5 hours to 2 hours per course. Every week I will be dropping a new video, and each video will be a class, right? You will have assessments, you will have things that you have to read. Now they're not gonna be graded, but hopefully you do them, right? So the special rate of $20 is for the pre-order, right? And then after that, the rate will go back up. So please take advantage of the $20 rate. All the classes will be $20. So knock yourself out. You can sign up for all of them. I guess you don't have to click, but you'll have 45 days. Maybe I'll extend that to 60 days, but 45 to 60 days, I'll see. But right now it's set as 45, and then you'll be able to sign up for the course. So on the 15th, you'll start having access to the class, to the entire course, okay? So it's going to be Fear Crusher, the Mindset course, and Fate Bootcamp, right? So, and those courses are really, really important because like I told you, I had to overcome a lot. The low self-esteem, the gaining weight, feeling like, oh my gosh, is it over for me? Like, I'm such a loser. Being afraid, like doing like the collection stuff, like the money I had to spend, doing this gorgeous mirror, like, so much money. I had to put so much money out there. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a smart thing to do, because fear is real. Fear is very, very real. And it can be so paralyzing, right? And also when you have a business, if you're working on yourself, if you're trying to get married, I don't know, whatever it is where you're trying to get to the next level, trying to get to the next level can cause so much anxiety. It can make you feel so inferior. It can make you feel like, oh my gosh, like this is not for me. I don't know. And a lot of times what I've realized, right, is that it's the mindset. Like if you don't have the right mindset, you're going to give up. If you don't have the right mindset, you're going to be frustrated. If you don't have the right mindset, you're constantly going to find yourself fighting with people, arguing with people, responding to people, being on some low vibrational stuff, as opposed to staying on task and focusing on things that help you. Perspective is really, really important. But perspective also is a direct correlation to your mindset. If you don't have the right mindset, you will have a horrible perspective, right? If you have the right mindset, you'll have a beautiful perspective and you will push through. Like you're pushed forward no matter what's going on the outside and even on the inside of you. Like sometimes you might want to move forward and your body is telling like, no, your brain says no, but it's like spiritually like, yeah, this is what God has told me to do. So we definitely need to have the right mindset when you work for ourselves. Like as an entrepreneur, you need to have the right mindset. I kid you not. So that's what the mindset course is about. And then Faith Boot Camp is all about like helping you to build your faith. Now I do have to say this, like my courses are faith-based courses. All my self-development courses will be faith-based. It's crazy. I have another friend. She's Muslim. I'm Christian, and I told her like we need to pray because she's gonna go handle some family business, right? So she's been like, Marnie, when are we gonna pray? And I was like, okay, cool. So today I prayed, and I was like, well, when the Muslim and the Christian get together to pray, that looks like world peace. So I prayed for her, and I prayed how I prayed, the blood of Jesus, whatever. She's like, "Ooh, Martin, that was so powerful." I was like, "Thank you." So I said, "Amen." She said, "I mean," and we just kept it pushing. Like I kid you not, like I'm crazy, right? But it's like it really is for anybody. Like it truly is, even though it's faith based. But like I said, like you can find scriptures if you are Muslim. You can find scriptures in the Quran, in the Holy Quran, that speak to. Because I feel like from other friends and people that I've talked to, it seems like a lot of the things are in the Bible, also in the Quran. You know what I'm saying? It truly is, because we're all people who are trying to get closer to God. Amen. And I hope that all of us, we find that what we seek. And then whenever God calls us back, I hope that he can say, you did a good job. You know what I mean? And that's for all of us, right? That's for all. So I do want to make it clear that you understand, like, it's not a group course. Like you'll be taking this course by yourself. The content will be pre-recorded. When I was first teaching these courses, I was doing it as a group and I was there. So the price was higher. But now because I'm not going to be there, it's pre-recorded and it's at your own pace, right? And I just have to do it one time and then a lot of people can consume it. So that's why also the price doesn't need to be over $100. Because if it doesn't require me, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight on the price. And I truly want as many people to take it so that it really, really does help you. Because you need to trust me. These even for as much as I taught the classes, like they've helped me so much. They have helped me so much. Like look at me where I was. Like if you follow me on Instagram, like especially on my other Instagram, Marlena Mon, like you used to see I used to be so upset. I used to like things get to me. I used to have so much weight on, right? And like look at me today. I'm telling you, I've worked so much on myself, right? And the stuff that I have acquired over the years, like having gone through all of this and changing my perspective, working on my faith, working on myself, working on the fear, because fear is super real. Like even to this day, I still have fear, right? But it's not paralyzing that it was going to stop me or hinder me from doing what I want to do. I want to do it regardless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Measured risk, but I'm still going to do it regardless, right? So that's what I truly want to pass on to you guys, right? So please, please, please check it out. I don't think I have to beg you because I trust you. You guys are loving. Check it out. Go down. It's a pre-order, so you'll pay the $20, and then on the 15th, the courses are hosted on Kajabi, so I'm sure you get like a receipt from Kajabi or something. I don't know. But they're all hosted on Kajabi, and Kajabi is really cool. I think it's really awesome. I like it. I like their platform. Not only can you host your courses on there, but you can have assessments, you can have webinars, you can have other activities with your people that I love, right? And that's what I really want to do. I really want to create content for people who like value what I have to say, who want to work with me one-on-one, but like, it probably might be too expensive or whatever, but I truly want to create content for people who are truly, truly supportive. So, and I truly, truly do look forward to sharing that knowledge with you guys. So I'm super excited. Please be encouraged, right? Please be encouraged. Do not let fear consume you. Do not let fear attack your mind. Don't let fear besiege you. Do not let fear make you feel like, oh, you and nobody. You're never going. No, you are. Okay. So especially if you struggle with depression, if you struggle with low self-esteem, if you just struggle with believing in yourself, I would love. I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart. I would truly love for you to take the course. Like, y'all know I love to go live on StreamYard, right? So if I put this much effort into like presentation, the way that I look, the whole shebang bang to tell you about these courses is truly, truly, truly because I know they're going to help so many of you guys. Like, I know I talk to you guys like so often, and like that's the gift. And that's why like the price is even just $20, because it's not really about, I got to make all this money. Now, I will make money from it. And to be quite honest, the money that I make from this will go even more into creating better courses, better books, better like course books, better production, better editing, more courses. So it's not to go buy Lambo or Rolls Royce, but it's like, the making money from the courses is going to help me to even purchase even more equipment and be even more of a better teacher, a greater teacher, and reach more and more people. and truly help people to come out of the spirit of depression, come out of the spirit of like sabotage, self pity, like just being depressed all the time and not believing in yourself is horrible. Life is beautiful. Like life is beautiful. Life is meant to be lived. Life is like a fruit. You got to eat it. You got to enjoy it, right? Like you have a destiny. Like you're meant to be somebody, right? And so I truly would love nothing more than to help you, like, at least like understand certain things about you, right? And then maybe we can work one-on-one later, but I definitely want people to take the course, take at least one course. And if you take one course, I will say Fear Crusher, because that one is real. Like Fear Crusher is always sold out when I was doing it in a group setting, always sold out, because fear is a stronghold. It's a stronghold, and by yourself you can't defeat it. You might be too embarrassed to go to a therapist because when you're black and the culture, tradition, the way we look at talking to people, but at least like you don't have to talk to me, you don't have to talk to someone, but you can at least like interact with the video content, interact with the assignment, interact with the word, interact with the scriptures, right? And I know something will change. And if you were like, wow, this was so good, Marlene, I want to work with you one-on-one because you can really, really help me, I would love nothing more than that, right? But let's start here for now. So the link will be down below. All the videos that talk about Fear Crusher, my online courses, the description boxes will be updated, right? And you'll be able to click and you'll be able to pre-order the course. So I look forward to having you in class on October 15th, and I can't wait. I know it's gonna be so awesome, and it's gonna be so meaningful, and then we're gonna get to know each other on like a deeper level. So I look forward to that. All right, you guys, I love you. Don't forget, nothing happens by coincidence. It's not random that you're here. It's not random that you're hearing this message today. Like it was really meant for you. If you're watching this, it was meant for you. And if you keep watching all these videos about Fear Crusher, then it's definitely meant for you. So just go ahead, go down in the description box, click the link, put the card in, holler at me with your little Andrew Jackson, and I promise you I'll make it worth it. Okay? So I'll talk to you soon. Peace you. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, my love. Bye-bye. Gotta go. She tired. Oh, don't forget also, the B palette comes out October 15th. It's going to retail for $52. With shipping is $15 because it's priority shipping with signature confirmation. So October 15th, the B palette will drop $67 inclusive. If you live in the U.S. or any of the contingent states in the U.S., your shipping is free. If you live in Europe, shipping would only be an additional $10, right? Because it takes about like $23 to ship to Europe. Girl, it's expensive shipping to y'all. So October 15th, the courses will be going live. October 15th also, the B palette will drop. It will say pre-order, even though I do have the stuff with me. But I just need time to process. I don't be like, oh, where's my order? Where's my tracking number? So October 15th is such an awesome day for me. So you guys, I look forward to servicing you one way, shape, or form. Okay. So thank you so much. And holla back. Okay. Bye.